G'day, Joe.
Hey, Pete.
We're filming today on the 19th of May 2010,
Yeah, keep going. I'm bringing it
and
on.
Joe, Joe's just
I'm remembering.
showing the state of his workshop at the moment. He's just had some stainless steel
Get
dropped
out of
in.
it.
He said I could have it all.
Yeah. Sweet.
Joe, you've been playing with water. What have you been doing?
Having a bath.
Having a bath? This is floating a duck in it?
Yeah, that's it.
Right. Or is that, I just can't say it right.
Yeah, Peter asked a question about salt and oil.
Salt water with oil pollution.
Yeah. I'll pick up some other ones over there in a minute.
Right.
Okay. Now, these are salts.
Just let me zoom in, Joe. I notice there's a blue band at the bottom and then a brown.
Yeah, here too. Not there.
Hang on, yeah, I'll just widen it out. Come back that way. Yep.
If you leave it on the charger too long, you'll start going into your trace elements and minerals. But what we've just got in the analysing here and everything else through the Queensland EPA,
Which is the Environmental Protection Authority. Yep.
Anyway, they brought down all the accumulated waste that there is, all the waste accumulators of everything, leachates, oils and salts, from the separating crude oil from out of the ground and out of rocks, and also from the gas offshore, from all the drilling rigs, rigs, shooting everything else. We've got heaps of samples here. We've got timber molasses, oil-based timber molasses. We've got salt water. We've got flaming down to lemon myrtle, which is throwaway water and everything else, and I make oil again.
Yeah.
Which is sewage, leachates, bore water, you name it. Okay? And anyway, this is only a tiny sample. It's nothing. Most of all of them are thrown away. Even, industrial waste, gold, mining stuff, offal from the meatworks, sewage, human sewage and animal sewage, the whole lot, doesn't matter. But anyway, that's not the question. So, these here were an oil from Queensland. They, the university up here sent it to me and everything else. I'll turn the light on. Puts a bit of power over it. They've got a hardwood up in Queensland which they can't separate the oil from. They'd like to. It's really expensive oil and so on like that. And so I've got different systems of doing similar stuff or different things. But they sent this down now. They send it to the uni up here, and the uni decides that they tried everything because they were contracted. Southern Cross Unity contracted to separate the oil from the, from the hardwood.
Yeah.
From top of Queensland. I don't know the name of the timber. It's very dear oils. But they can't do it. So what they're using is distilled water taken up to high pressured steam, and then they fire it onto the hardwood, wood chip it, fire it onto hardwood, and then the oil comes out. But got this worst problem because the oil becomes the same consistency as the water. Then they can't separate it out. Now oil floats, okay, supposedly, and spreads out. Supposedly.
Luckily they didn't tell you that.
So these ones here and everything else was their stuff. Peter, you can have a smell of this.
All right. Yep. Yeah, it's very much like a tea tree smell.
Close. It's an oil.
It's a lemon myrtle, is it?
No,
Right.
This is timber. Hardwood.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Hardwood into dark brown stuff.
Yep.
Timber, right? Now, there's the oil on the bottom. See that?
Yeah. Right. Okay.
And it don't spread out. It doesn't come to the top. because they can't separate it, and they send over here the water that they can't get the oil out of.
Yep.
And this is the university, and this was only a few seconds of charge.
Looks like a bloody
And-
jellyfish, Joe. What's going
Yeah,
on?
and they
It's got
said that-
some fume coming off that when you spin it. Like there's a trace coming away from the sample.
This one gets shaken up all the time to see whether
Oh,
they
okay.
go back into the water.
Yep.
But it won't, and this is the same one.
Right, okay.
If you want to have a sniff.
I'll do the old sensor test. Yep, okay. Very much.
But the oil went down, and they've done the checking up here and everything else. But the other thing is, when I charge it, they said, "What's that stuff on the bottom?" I said, "Well, there's only two components you brought here, and you were here. One is oil, and one was distilled water." They said, "Well, we checked it, and we got the distilled water back." What's that stuff? Because it don't show up on anything that they know of.
right,
The other
okay.
thing.
Yeah.
But there's no oil in the water. All there is that.
Right, okay. What's the smell that I can smell then?
That's
If-
your feet.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah,
I
well,
know that's normally a lot
what you've got
closer
to
than the head.
understand is that, let's just say sewage itself is not the smell. Do you understand? So sewage, when you look at, say, sewage and the black poopy shitty stuffy pea stuff, isn't the smell. The smell is something totally different. It's gases which are breaking down. So within oil and everything else, the smell of oil is not oil. The smell of the oil is the oxides or gases or breakdown and everything else. Now this water here is distilled clean water, but we still got an odour. Now, just to give you an idea here, the lemon myrtle, same thing, it's an oil base from pressed out of timber, they heat it all up, they use
Steam distillation. Yeah.
steam distillation and everything else. So here only last week they sent me a couple of big tubs of lemon myrtle and so on like that, the waste water that they throw away with nearly nothing in it. So one setup, I charge it, and there's your oil on the bottom, and there is no smell. You got?
Yeah, just
No smell.
no scent at all.
Right. Now, here is a different cell with cones.
Right,
There's
okay.
the oil on the bottom, and it's also not water, even though it was water.
Okay, there's an aroma there.
That's got an aroma.
Yep, but
Okay.
it's very unusual.
Now, this one, the one I just took the other, this is done a different system. Okay, that's your oil on the bottom. There's your water.
Yeah.
But have a sniff. Is the odour there?
Yes. Slight odour.
You and the small odour.
It is.
Okay.
For me, I can.
Yeah, good. You got a bad nose. Now, right? Is the odour in this one stronger? And look at that's what's left of it. And crystal clean water. Stronger?
Very marginal. Nearly a toss-up between that and the other one, to me.
What a nose. Right.
It-
And that's distilled crystal clean water. And
Yeah.
that's the oil down there.
Right, okay.
Okay, so within one
So the oil's not floating at all.
in one system I can drop it out. Plus, there's all these over here. See these? They're all the lemon myrtle.
Right, okay.
Okay, one way I can generate it and make it, this isn't, that's not so much water, that's oil.
Right,
Which they
okay.
didn't have. Okay?
They
And
didn't
this
have
is
that before, they now do.
That's definitely oil. And these ones here, this here is water.
Yes.
Well, slippery.
We nearly saw that on Funniest Home Videos.
Beautiful drinking distilled water. And the lemon myrtle, and that'll fall out even though it's these same as these. Okay. Nice strong smell of this. But not in the water. So where
Right,
does the smell
okay.
come from?
Yeah.
You want a drink?
Well, I know that it's safe to drink any stuff that you're doing here. It's amazing. Except the salt water. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
Although you've got some salt water there that you can drink.
Yeah. So these are oils, and they come together and went to the bottom. That's oil